I'm sure you were expecting to hear the voice of a beautiful elf or a wise wizard, so they could spin you a tale of gold and ancient evils. But that is not this story. No, this is a story of 4 friends that call Middle-earth home. A dwarf of the line of Durin's kin, who is obsessed with knowledge instead of gold. An elf of Rivendell, sworn to serve and protect the descendants of a once great house. A banished dwarf, seeking glory and proof that there is more to life than what lies under a mountain. And a hobbit of the Shire, who collects treasures of the smallest kind. Together, with their strength, wits, and heart, they will face the growing shadows of the East, bringing light where there is darkness. Okay, this is going nowhere.
The one with your friends.
Did you know? You know what? You're holding me up. I'm gonna be late because of you.
Okay, all right. Well, your friends left with your beardless boyfriend.
Well, don't you? I know. And here you are, just telling tales.
Okay. Well, they headed east, if that helps. Glowfram, you hear the sounds of combat, the yelps of wolves, the cried pains of people being attacked by said wolves. As you completely finish the bread and cheese that you had, and you begin to see this scene unfold before you. This caravan, wolves circling the pack. You see a horse. You see what could be Elbreth being pulled off and attacked by 2 wolves. You pull the shield out, and you sort of just make yourself a dwarvish battering ram, and you just charge through the wolves, and you see the one that is not latched onto Elbreth sort of and leap back.
You all left me as I'm
concern.
standing there with my shield. You can't just leave me like that.
That's the
You know
concern.
how far I ran by myself? Somebody could take advantage of a lady like me.
So you light the carriage on fire. You quickly scramble down, crack the reins, and hope for the horse is as confused as you are. It like bucks backwards. You have to hold on to like the hair of this thing as it like lands back down, just starts charging directly west towards Bree. You don't even see behind you the fire just erupt out of this thing as all of the fine silks, the wines, the alcohols he may have had in there just ignite in this blazing sun of fire on this caravan. You drive the horse into the 3 wolves and you begin to charge in the direction of Glowfram, Elverneth. Willie and Glowfram, you are towards the center of the caravan, or you feel this like sudden temperature drop. And it's just enough for you to peek your head up. And all of you hear this as all of the shadows being created by the fire, the little stones on fire, the light begin to coalesce. And right in front of you, Glowfram, you see these shadows swirl and morph into a vaguely humanoid shape. You see these long, spindly, bone-like arms protrude out of this shadow cloud. A spine-like neck appears out of the top of it and forms this ghoulish, gasping skull face as this thing slams that wolf. You see its claws rend into its hide. Frost bristles across its back. Blood begins to freeze immediately. The wolf lets out this agonizing sound as it slumps over. The creature turns towards you and then turns towards the group of civilians that are sort of being hounded, and you see it rush towards that and then disappears in shadowy wisps. Cool. So everyone hears this like lilting, it's not a battle song, right? It's in Sindarin. It just starts to like slowly creep out, right, of this elvish song. Elverneth, you get to the second verse as you're like sort of kind of almost like pumping yourself up, right? And you get to "Thee I cry here beneath the shadow of death" as you slice into this wolf and introduce it to said shadow. You are tearing this small cart and bags apart, trying to find this ring. And you're thinking, where would I hide this? If I were carrying some sort of ancient artifact, where would I put it? And as you rack your brain, you remember hearing a whisper of the shade may be attached to and or defending this item of malice hidden within the caravan. And you think about what you just saw with the wolf and the shade, and maybe it's not the caravan master who has the ring. You, with deft little fingers, you take her by the hand, you slide up the hand, maybe it's on a bracelet. You're trying to like move her along and like support her weight. Your hand slips in a pocket, slips in the other pocket, slips in a side pouch. You're giving her the business. With a great success, here's what I'm going to tell you. Everywhere that you can reach, there is not a ring. Unfortunately, you are a hobbit, and she is a human, and your hands only go so high. Willie, in the jostle of people, you look around, and maybe it's because you're at a far different vantage point than everyone else, but you look around, and you didn't see what happened. You know what you saw happen a mere few seconds ago, but you look back, for some reason, maybe you hear a noise. There is a dagger inside the wound of the wolf that was absolutely not there a second ago. Someone might be covering something. Arise, minions, and welcome to Unmade Gaming. We are here. We are back for episode 16. Question mark? Minions, and welcome to Unmade Gaming. Oh God, I can hear myself.
Yes.
Oh, it's you.
That was me.
Oh God, dude, I had.
I got it finally.
I had Twitch open for the stupid Diablo drops, and I thought I had like a tab open somewhere that was playing me back, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to close the tab.
You telling on yourself, Mike.
God damn it. Listen, they're free drops, okay? The free cosmetics, all right, man? Anyway, if you like what we do here and you want to support the channel, unlike this asshole, you join us over on our Patreon. Link for that down below. You get access to all kinds of cool exclusives, private streams, after shows that we talk about the episodes we just filmed. And right now, it's a $5 tier. There is a 7-day free trial, so go check that out. Jump in and get a taste of what it's all about. There's also a pretty sweet Discord that we've been talking all kinds of crazy business stuff for the past, 2 weeks. While you're down there, click on that link. Join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, I get to summon shadow demons at my players and their characters. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. And with that, let's jump in. Let's do some shit. Let's clean up these wolves. So we start basically at the very end of where we were last week. There are wolves that are kind of absconding with a deer carcass into the woods surrounding the Great East Road. There is the smoldering carriage that belonged to Mirbar, the merchant. Ederic, the caravan master, his horse and associated bags have also been tossed. There is a young man, looks like he's probably a Breelander, who is fading in and out of consciousness, who has been savagely attacked by wolves. There are several wolf corpses. A woman is limping as she has a mangled ankle after being dragged away by a wolf. And there is a wolf corpse with a dagger sticking out of it in the center of this kerfuffle that only Willie has seen. But everyone sort of comes back from their various fighting positions towards the middle to assess the damage. You're all there as well. What are you doing?
I would like to go straight to the dying guy and try to heal him before he dies.
Great. Let's start the first roll with, I believe it's literally called healing. So let's get a healing roll.
Oh gosh. Success.
Cool boy. Okay, cool.
So I essentially just on my way over grab my the horse's pack and my pack off of my horse and run over, start trying to bandage him up and clean the wounds.
Okay, you do so. You run over there quick, fast, in a hurry. You begin to pull out any kind of bandages, any salves, any sort of root or leaf that may assist in the process. With a success on this, what I will say is this young man, probably in his like mid to late 20s, definitely a Breelander. He is severely wounded. You do your best to staunch the most critical bleeds. He will need his bandages changed like hourly at the latest. He is bleeding quite a bit. You can tell based on his wounds, he is fading in and out of consciousness. He does have a lot of blood loss. You don't think he can be moved on horseback, and you also don't think he will survive without proper care. You do your best to staunch the bleeding. What you've done has given him more time, but is that time enough to get back to Bree? You're not entirely sure. But saving his life in its current state is beyond your means. He needs far more than what you have in your pack. While Elverneth is doing that, that is going to take a bit of time to pack wounds and staunch bleeds. Willie and Glowfirm, what are you doing?
I'm going to, oh boy. I'm going to trip the lady that I'm walking with.
The one that was just attacked by wolves?
Yes, because I suspect that she's got something dangling around her neck. And I would like, I want to make it look like, you know, not graceful. Just gonna fall and, you know, there's clumsy hobbit feet. Trip her, roll a tumble with her, and try a little sleight of handing. Oh, God.
Okay. All right. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying?
She's already injured.
Yeah, no. She's gonna fall regardless. That's not. It's very easy to knock a person with a broken ankle down. Just sort of topple him, give him a shove.
Sorry, something to do.
So my question for you is: are you trying to make this pratfall look like? Is it supposed to look accidental?
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So roll me a persuade.
Ooh. Persuade. Okay, I can do that. Make sure that I don't have ill favor turned on still. There we go. Oh, I forgot to turn my sounds out. Oh boy.
Okay, roll me a stealth.
It's fine.
You have a bonus die for a stealth because you're a burglar.
Oh yeah, because I'm a burglar. I'm a burgle. Great success. Oh my god. The 20 fucking 7.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of numbers there.
Fucking shirt balls.
While I figure out this ass pull, Glowfrom, what are you doing?
Glowfrom was there helping Yoldrick finish off the last wolf. Like
You
she
did,
came
yeah.
over to aid.
Yes, and then
So-
together the two of you pulled back the dying man.
Right. But Yoldrick's hurting. Like, it's obvious, right? Yoldrick was like
let me-
hurting. He was very close.
I'm fairly certain you are correct, but I didn't pull up his character sheet because he's not here today. Yeah, he's taken a bit. He's taken a bit of hurt
All right.
there.
So Glowfrom then basically picks up Yoldrick and drags him over to like a spot to sit down, whether it's like a rock or the side of like a not burning piece of the caravan, just like force Yoldrick to just sit for a minute. Like all the killing's done.
Okay.
And then Glowfrom. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry. Am I still quiet? Is that better? Am I
You're-
louder? Okay.
Yeah, when you're talking into it, it's
When I'm
fine.
talking
But
into it, okay,
you
so
were
I'll be more
over
purposeful
here.
on that. So Glowfrom says, well, it looks like all that practicing that we did in the prancing pony don't mean nothing now because you had to go and get yourself between, well, you and a bunch of wolves. Don't say nothing, Yoldrick. Just sit there. And then Glowfrom gets up to see the remains. Now, she saw something kind of crazy that nobody else saw.
Mm-hmm.
She's just gonna meander back over to the wolf.
Okay, so by the crazy thing no one else saw, are you talking about the wraith?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
The woman
cool.
saw it, but the wraith, the wraith.
Yep.
I guess Glowfrom doesn't know to call it that, but the creature that she saw manifest out of the shadows.
Yep.
She's just gonna go investigate that the wolf that it killed because there was like that's what Glowfrom would like to do, like to see if there's anything interesting left behind.
You head over to this wolf, this regular wolf. You see that in its side there is a slash wound, like basically from like leg to leg, through its ribs, and in that is a bloody dagger. Not
Does it
like
look like the dagger we found earlier?
no, it looks
Okay.
like a slightly like it doesn't look like a common like blacksmith dagger. But it's not like a noble's dagger. It's just like a slightly nicer dagger. It's buried in this thing, like to the hilt. Roll me either healing or riddle.
Interesting. I'll roll riddle. I failed miserably.
Great. I mean, you look at this and like, you know, you drank a little bit the night before. You did just run 2 miles. But
Can I argue for a craft to see who and what crafted it?
You can additionally roll a craft.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't really get anything from like okay.
Well, so
Hey!
you look at this in the wound, and like perhaps it was maybe you're still adrenaline was crazy from the run, or maybe
Right.
there was like you're still sleeping off something. But like it looks like this blade could have made that cut in the wolf. Maybe,
But it
maybe
didn't. It was the creature.
maybe. With that terrible roll, Dot, maybe. With the feat success.
But like I was there, I saw it like claw the creature, not use a dagger, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe you were hungover. Maybe you're still a little sauced. Maybe you were, you had spotty vision from your hauling 2 miles.
Okay, so let's say the shadow creature used this dagger because I was too too hungover to maybe quite figure it out. Who made it?
It's a dagger. It's a I hate that they just call it man. It's a man craft. It is a human made dagger.
It's man-made.
Yeah, it's man-made.
Technically.
Not dwarf-made. Yeah, it's just like a regular mannish dagger, which is the actual term, which I also hate. There's nothing fancy about this. There's no like craftsman's mark. It's not like a custom job. It's just a slightly nicer dagger than one would buy at a common blacksmith. You look around and realistically anyone here could have had this dagger.
That dagger. Okay, perfect. Then maybe it was just left over. So I pocket the dagger. Is it still iced over, the wolf?
It is beginning to thaw. But you pull out the dagger and you notice that the dagger is also cold. Now, whether that is because this creature used the dagger or because the wolf was cold and it transitioned through metal, you're not entirely sure.
Okay, well, I pocket the dagger, or I put it on, and then Glover will look around. I know there's a lot of damage done to the caravan. The one thing she can do is help them rebuild wheels and stuff. So she would spend some time trying to like restructure and craft back as much as possible of their caravan.
Okay. Cool. Willie. You pratfall, and it's not your best work. I'll say it's very, anyone watching you, saw you go, oh no, as you fell over, and you catch into what Bearless is wearing, and you see her you catch part of like her gown, and like she stumbles forward, trips over you, tumbles. She's trying to like cradle her legs, which doesn't land on top of it. And in this tussle, I'm gonna give you an option because you have a great success. In this tussle, you grasp your little thiefy fingers around what you're fairly certain is a ring. It is at least ring-shaped, but you also feel that it is bound to a chain that is presumably around her neck. Now, you can take this off, like snatch it, or you can just have this knowledge and know where that is. What would Willie do?
I think he would wait. He told Elevornith, and Elevornith and the rest of the group can decipher something later. But now he knows, and he will hold that information.
Okay, cool. So you tumble down, you feel this, you've identified the location of a ring without any sort of knowledge of what the thing you're looking for looks like. It's hard to tell, but you have enough clues to place that might be the one you're looking for. And you leave it there. She's cradling her leg, kind of, not like yelping in pain, but definitely like nursing this wound here. And all of you, throughout whatever you're doing, you all hear Ederic, who is the older man, is like not quite shouting, but he's definitely like talking boisterously, trying to regain some semblance of this. You hear wailing is the word I'm going to use here, from Mirabar, the fancy man, who is wailing over his cart that is in cinders, as all of his fine silks are gone. They went up in flames in seconds. He is in tears and shouts as he is trying to pick up some semblance of what was probably a good portion of his life. His profit for the this quarter at least. Ederic goes over and he's talking with Elvernath for a second. The dwarves kind of circle around and begin like assessing their things and repacking the horses and checking around. Ederic comes to you, Elvernath, and he looks down and he says, "Is the lad gonna make it?"
I'm not sure. Possibly not.
Things
His wounds
things
are
took a turn for the
grievous.
worse there.
I'm not sure that he will be able to make it to the village without being disrupted enough.
Ah, will he make it through the night?
I cannot be sure. Is he with anyone here?
He is with me, I guess. I hired him. He's from the village. He's a sturdy lad. He looked like he could hold his own. And I hired him on to be an extra set of hands. And he did all that and more. These wolves, I don't. They came out of nowhere. I don't even know. And you all, I appreciate the lot of you aiding. Not everyone would have hearing what had gone on, and I don't know that we, I don't know that we would have made it out in as good condition, if not for the four of you. By all means, we need to assess what we have. The night is upon us. There's plenty of meat to go around. He kind of motions towards the wolves. By all means, stay. We'll circle up the wagons. Well, he looks over at the smoldering cart. The wagon. We'll circle up the remaining wagon and assess our damages. But you're welcome to stay. There is safety in numbers, after all.
Appreciated. And at this point, Elvernath has started tending to her own wounds because she is also grievously wounded. She has quite a few bite marks, especially on her arm. So she's just kind of turned from the guy that she's doing the best she can, but she also knows that she has limited supplies out here in the field, and she's not going. All of us got hurt at least a little bit, or at least a good portion of us. So she's not wasting too many of her materials on him. But
That's fair.
Yeah, she's turned to her own left arm, which is probably pretty mangled.
Go ahead and roll me healing.
Oof, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the adrenaline has worn off, right? That the post battle high, you immediately ran over to this guy, you did everything you could to like patch him up as well as you can, and you finally sit down and there's that exhaustion of battle that just sort of like overtakes you, and you bandage up the more grievous wounds, like especially like your leg where you were dragged off the horse. You check under armor for any punctures, and you get yourself patched up as well as you can. But that exhaustion is sort of setting in. You see Ederic, who was kneeling as you were healing. You were wrapping yourself up. Ederic was kneeling over the young man, who you know now as I'm going to call him Ian, because I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's like E-I-O-N, so it's Ian. So you see him kneeling over the young man. And you can hear like some like a gruff under the breath kind of whispers to this kid, you hang on, we'll get you back to Bree, etc., etc. He eventually gets up and sort of commands to the group, all right, everybody, make your way to your animals. We're gonna circle things up. We'll clear out anything we need to in the morning. We'll build a fire, and he points off the road, and you see everyone sort of slowly get their shit together as their adrenaline is wearing off as well. The ponies and the horses are let off. The cart is pulled by two of the dwarves. Mirabar is also pulled away from his cart as the cinders sort of die down. And the injured are moved off the road. Great care is given to Ian as well, as you are all led off the road as best you can. Willie, Glowfram, and Elverneth, you guys are all together. If you move with the caravan, you're with them as well. If you want to have a minute by yourselves, Yeldrick is there too for story's sake. What are you doing as the caravan moves off the road?
Is there no salvaging any of their other bits of caravan for them? So
all of their caravan is salvageable, minus the cart that Willie lit on fire. Because
two carts.
They have two carts, a number of horses, and a couple of ponies. The trader's cart is probably beyond saving. And you hear in the movement of the caravan, Ederic eventually gets to like his stuff and begins cussing up a storm because somehow in the fight his bags were tossed. And he does not know how that happened with wolves. And he just starts swearing up a storm in, angry man. And he eventually pulls the horse off. You see him just like cramming things into side pouches and saddlebags and shit like that.
I'm gonna make sure that like Willie connects, like has eye contact with Elverneth, and kind of like nods towards the lady.
You see a barely perceptible nod, which to anybody else who's observing might even be her just looking down, as she's continuing to manage herself, because I imagine it takes a little while to get to everywhere.
Well, Glowfram has no idea that I'm out of the loop. So Glowfram is trying to put the fires out if we haven't stumped him out already. And do I see this poor man that's like sobbing over his burnt caravan?
You see him like he has to be like pulled away. Because he's refusing to leave his cart.
Okay, yeah, no, Glowfram kind of wanders over and like kind of acts like she's like stamping some stuff out. She has money. Dad's money, but she has it. And whatever like gold I have left, I take kind of a large portion, like a little bit of handful, and put it in a pocket, and I take the rest that's in whatever bag I've got, and I like rub a little soot on it, like unsuspectedly, and then Glowfram goes, "Oh, look, what came out of your cart? Something survived. Looks like somebody's on your side."
Goddamn, I want you to do this, but I can't in good faith. Roll me scan before you actually do this.
I failed. Hard.
No, not that hard. As a reminder, you can spend hope if you want to roll an extra d6.
I'm trying to give this man money. That's all the hope I got left.
Okay. He looks up to you with like tears in his eyes as you try to hand him a bag of gold coin that had fallen off his wagon. And he like beams up at you. And you see his like crooked nose, and you see like his fine clothes. And he reaches out to this satchel of coins and takes it with both hands around like the fat coin purse part. And you see that on each of his fingers is a gold ring with gems and jewels on it. And he takes this away. And you just see what could have been misconstrued as thanks and joy, as a little twinkle of greed as he takes this away.
Well, sure, but glow.
This guy was
there
loaded.
Anything more greedy than a bunch of dwarves in a mountain. So I know what greed looks like, but this man, he's mourning the loss of all of his stuff. And that's what Glowfram sees.
Yeah.
Not the shiny rings upon his knuckles.
Sure.
So I hand him over my gold and I say, now will you stop crying? We've got places to be.
You look at this guy. I love the description of this man. He's an older man with a face like an aged crow, all beak and dark, wary eyes. Um, he is he's covered in gold rings. He looks to you, and he takes the coins and he says, "Thank you. I'll never forget this. Your friend, we exchanged pleasantries, the small one, if I make it as far as the mountains, I'll seek you out or your family, and I'll repay this."
Well, it's was your gold. Why would you repay me?
Oh, yes, yes, and he like opens it.
Right, it came out of your caravan.
Of course, of course, of course. And he opens the satchel and like shakes it around, and sees that probably most of the coins are dwarven make, and he cinches it back and he says, "Absolutely," and he puts it in a side pouch that he has.
You know, not everybody's down for charity. I'm not trying to embarrass the man. I just want him to stop crying.
He does. It turns out a sack full of coin. It goes a long way.
Makes most dwarves stop crying. And he says, if you want to do me a solid,
Yep.
I do have a small favor.
What would that be?
Well, you see, we're looking for what you might call odd people, happenings. Have you all seen anything upon the road in just between me and you and that bag of not dwarven gold?
Very obviously dwarven gold. He looks to you and he says, "Oh, you see strange doings. Let me see." And he reaches into like inside of his his furs, and he pulls out a journal essentially, and he thumbs back a few days and is reading through, snaps it closed, and he says, "Now, what would count as strange?"
Well, what you got in your list? I'll tell you.
Mostly debts, ledgers. There was a disgusting, dirty ranger I saw at the inn.
Oh, really? Did he happen
ago.
to purchase any of your fine altities?
He looks offended, and he says, "Absolutely not. I would never think to sell to a ranger of the north."
Didn't mean no offense. I'm not here to question who your customers are.
I don't deal with brigands and bandits.
Absolutely not. You look like a man of fine worth.
That is true.
So, this brigand, you said he was odd? Something strange happened? You see anything he, did at the...
Oh, no, just his mere existence is strange. Like I said, they're basically all criminals.
And he didn't talk to you or nobody else in this caravan?
Oh, I would never. Ridiculous.
Would anyone else?
I don't... I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Edric has no taste for the Rangers. Most people don't. They're strange tramps.
Well, that is what I'm asking about. So, well, I appreciate your time. Might want to catch up to the rest of the caravan, though. Hate to be left out here with wolves still roaming about and all that.
It's true. Thank you. And again, I appreciate you finding my coin.
Sure will be nice when you have to rebuild this little caravan.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, I thank you very much. And if I see anything strange or stumble upon any rangers,
Actually, one more minuscule little thing to ask. See them dwarves over there?
I do.
What most people don't know is who I truly am. And since, you've got that shiny gold in your pocket, I'll be honest with you. I come from royal blood and I'm trying to impress the tall one. They don't believe me.
He like cocks his head and tries to determine who the tall one is.
The handsome one.
His look of confusion continues.
He's got, that jawline and the beard.
All right.
So, next time you just happen to be sitting around, you could just maybe mention how brave Glow from the Daughter of Gloin was when these wolves came out. Saved the day and all that.
Right. You did. Yeah, yeah, the dwarves and I get on great. Of course, I can mention this for you.
Well, it would be nice, Plus, you could maybe drop the name Glowing next time you're passing through. Say, the area might do you some good when you sell them silks.
Right. Yes, if I make it as far as the Blue Mountains, of course.
Well, now you don't have a caravan to lug behind you, so you might move a little faster.
This is true.
Always look on the bright side of things, sir. Well, I'm so glad I could have helped you out and found that in the midst of this rubble that's left of your life. Glow from Daughter of Gloin.
A true gem among common stone? I'm sorry, I'm not...
Dwarven Ken.
Right. A true gem. Either way.
Well, I guess I'll be seeing you the next time, you sell to me dad Gloin.
Well, I believe we're camping right here.
Just go.
Oh, yes, of course, your father, Gloin. When I see him.
Do you act better if I give you more gold?
Yes.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm out. Since, I lost all mine in the fire too. Lucky man, you.
Strange that happened, and I didn't...
So strange. Why are we still talking?
I don't know.
Okay, goodbye. Willie! Willie? Are you okay? Did you make it?
Yeah, I'm fine. You're here. How's your heart?
I've been here. I ran the whole way. Got here. There was wolves.
Yeah. It's been a bit wild.
You left without me.
Well, I didn't mean to, but we tried to wake you.
Well,
you kind of slipped in.
I was fully committed to the plan. It's a practice round.
Oh, you know what? I thought it was so real that I was right into it.
Everybody says that. Maybe, really, Yoldrick and I should take up the road of entertainment.
You should be performers.
Where's Elivornith?
Right here.
Oh.
I'm just sitting to the right a little bit.
Well, you're looking like it went well. Do you want some help?
I've patched everything up as well as I can with what I have here.
Did you patch yourself up?
Yeah, you can see bandages on her.
Okay. So what's the plan? We're going to follow this caravan, make sure they don't get ate in the middle of the night, or...
Yes, I could quite use some sleep.
Yeah, so can Yoldrick. He's already napping by that rock over yonder.
I'm about to join him.
You hear loud snores.
Only here.
Okay, well... I didn't take, not to brag or nothing, but I didn't take any damage, so maybe
I'm feeling right, fine.
Maybe Willie and I'll take first watch.
Yeah, we'll take first watch.
I would appreciate that. I am currently at 7 endurance out of 27.
Get some fucking rest.
There are enough people around to have various watches, in the night to watch for wolves. There's also a much larger fire than they probably would have made to begin with. To stave that off. But the short rest rules, which are... this is a prolonged rest if you sleep through the night. Which is player heroes taking a prolonged rest, recover all lost endurance points, or a number of endurance points equal to their strength if they are wounded, which I don't believe any of you are wounded. If I'm not mistaken. Cool.
Yeah, I don't think anybody got an actual wound.
Yeah.
I
so,
was I narrowly missed the wound.
Yeah, that's
but I
true.
am weary.
So weary is just when your current endurance is equal to or less than your load. Means you're exhausted, basically. So the next morning you'll recover all your endurance points back up to your maximum, and you will uncheck the weary box on your character sheet.
Well, considering the fact I paid for that rubble of a caravan, I'm going to pile the rest of it up and make a nice fire for ourselves, keep the rest of the wolves away.
Okay. Yeah,
I paid for it, damn it.
He has gotten all of the what left of his goods that hadn't burned, any of like the metals or gems that he had on there. He's taken those off. But yeah, all that's left is a smoldery caravan or a smoldery cart and cinders of silks and quilts and cloths and bolts. You can easily break that down and add it to the existing fire, or make a secondary fire fairly quickly.
Just so that Elevornith and Yoldrick can sleep, with the fire nearby and the crackling, and it'll be nice.
Yeah.
They clearly, they could use it.
Yeah.
Plus, they let me sleep all day, so it's at least I can
you're so refreshed. So you see that Edric Edric and a number of dwarves have moved Ian on some sort of like litter towards the fire, so he stays warm in the night. They've taken up Elverneth's post of like changing his bandages until they run out or have to make some new ones. And you see that all of the dwarves and Edric himself are sort of like not nearly as bad as you guys, but they are nursing some wounds. Like they have like definitely like cuts across their chest, scrapes, legs, etc. They were fending off these wolves for a bit, and so they are tending to their wounds as well as they sit around the fire. Now that everyone's sort of gathered together, you note that there is Edric, who is the older, gruff caravan leader. There's Ian, who is the incapacitated person on the ground. There are the 4 dwarves, Vig, Narvig, Narvi, and Vogar. And you see that there's Mirabar there, who is now counting his dwarven satchel of coins. And there are the 2 people you haven't really met. There is the woman, who has the ring that Willie found, and a man who is sort of like with her. And
what's
judging
the name of the young fella? Ian?
Ian. But it's like EION or some nonsensical token.
And the other gentleman, the head of the caravan?
Edric.
Edric. I've got to write their names down or I'll forget. Well, I go, okay, Willie, well, first watch. I say we skin these wolves, take the pelts back to, town, sell them.
Well, yeah.
That is, you can still do that. That is also already happening. They are, you didn't hear it because they mentioned it to Elverneth, but they're cutting up these wolves. It's free meat.
Well, I want at least one of the pelts.
You can have it. They're not hunters. None of these people are hunters.
Perfect.
So they're you can probably get to at least, actually, are any of you really, besides Elverneth? They are cutting these wolves and like skinning them and dressing them is the proper word. But for meat purposes, for like consumption, and they're like spitting the meat onto chunks and putting it on the fire.
Willie's got
this
some
is dinner
sticks ready to
tonight.
go.
Yeah, this is for sure dinner. They don't
dinner.
care. Yeah, they don't care about like selling the skins. So if they're mangling skins, they don't really give a shit.
Okay, well, I walk over just to make sure maybe, we go lightly on the because we can repurpose them. We can make some money off of them, maybe trade them for something worthwhile later on. And so when they're all done, I kind of pull the pelts, I clean, sand them, clean one side, and then I throw them upon the back of one of our horses.
Sure, yeah.
So we can just, carry them with us.
With the amount of skill you have in craft, I'm going to have you roll for that. That's easy peasy. Yeah, there are roughly chopped chunks of wolf, which is gamey and chewy, and a little tough and stinky, but smoldering over the fire. And you see that everyone has sort of circled around it, There is room for you to join as well. But what are you all doing as everyone is sort of, nursing wounds and talking about what happened and talking about where to go from here and like lost items and shit like that? What
I
do
think
you
this
all
is a
do?
great time to we'll build our own fire a bit of ways, a little off to the side. So Elverneth and Goldrick can get some rest. But in the meantime, maybe while some wolf flanks are cooking, Willie can update Glowfirm on what's been happening. What she's sadly missed for the past 24 hours.
Okay, so I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or nothing, but I seen something during the fight.
What you see?
I seen it. The wraith. I seen it with my own dwarven eyes. I did.
Can you talk a little bit louder?
It came and it saved the woman. The woman. The one you can't take your eyes off of.
Well, that's because she's probably the one doing all the mischief. Mischief.
What mischief? What mischief?
None of this would have been happening if it probably weren't for that woman. Okay,
What
so
do you mean? She looks like a normal woman to me.
well, most folk look normal. I'm not saying anything about her looks or nothing. Look, while you were sleeping, we decided to make our way over here, so that we could kind of like scout the caravan and see what's up. Essentially, we kind of ran in to some elves, high elves.
Well, first we ran into the wraith.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh
We
wait,
were
you've seen it
saved
too.
from a wraith attack in the woods by some of my people.
Okay, let's back up. So while I was practicing, you lot just bumped into a bunch of high elves in the woods who saved you from the wraith?
Yes.
And why did it show back up? Here, I seen it tonight. It killed that wolf. Well, one of them wolves they've now skinned and are eaten. Turned into solid ice, I did.
That's what I'm thinking. Is that like right? So what we were talking about to all of the and that's right. Willie did see the wraith as well, briefly, but saw it. The others were very kind to us, let us feast and drink with them and told us tales and listened to our tales. I know.
They told you stories?
They told us stories. I promised I got everything. I tried my best to remember everything. I've even got you a gift. Look, it's shiny. Pull out the little floating light thing. Let me keep this for you.
You pull out a golf ball sized orb that like vaguely looks like if you were to like mix gold and silver, but like in a Damascus steel kind of way. It is not illuminated and just feels cold in your hand.
Well, it's rather beautiful, but what is it?
Well, it's light. It's not going to be. It doesn't. It's not going to work for much too longer, but it will work a couple more times. I don't really know how to operate it. To be honest,
I looked to Elevord. How does it work?
So I wanted to know. Elverneth would probably know how this works. What do I do? What do I do?
Toss it in the air.
Oh, just toss it. Just straight up.
Throw it?
Yeah, just toss it in the air gently.
But is it gonna like use it all up or something? Should I save it for a better time?
You might want to save it, maybe. For a good light for now.
Okay.
Know that it's a gift from the elves.
Well, that's
Elves of Elrond too.
It was Elrond's elves?
Glow
You know,
from.
here I am, resting up, gathering my strength. Just a bunch of elves come wandering through. They've got stories and shiny goodies and Elrond's elf. But where's Glow from? Nowhere. Nowhere to be found because she's off just trying to fall in love.
And Elverneth can just go fuck herself.
Literally the granddaughter of fucking Elrond.
She hasn't. Glow from still hasn't put that all together yet.
Glow from. You have been traveling with an elf of Rivendell this whole time. Elrond is my grandfather.
Wait, no, I thought you were just one of the elves that. You're not like serving Elrond. You're like royalty.
You're
No.
a princess.
No,
Are you a princess?
no,
You are technically, right?
No.
You're the granddaughter of Elrond.
Technically, no.
Elrond.
no.
Can you call the
Elrond
elves
is a
back? I have
lord.
so many
He
questions.
is not a king.
So that makes you a
A
do you have a title?
duchess?
I'm-
A lady?
A
A
lady, technically.
I suppose lady would be accurate. However,
Lady Elrond, my goodness.
not many people call me lady of my people.
Well, how many dwarves call you lady? Because I'll do it.
I think you actually see Elverneth blush.
I guess I'm just saying, can you just like call upon them to come? Do they usually save you when things get bad?
No, this was a happenstance.
And what are they doing around these parts? They're quite far away from, Ravendale and all that.
Yes, they were actually on their last journey. West.
You met Elrond's elves that are making their final journey across. That I can't ever hear the stories again. That was the last time. That was the only time I was ever going to get to hear those stories because they're going. Is it true? They get. Please tell me one of you wrote their stories down. You didn't, did you? It's okay. It's fine.
But I've got kind of a decent memory. I can recount a little bit here and there. Oh, and I sang a song for us too.
They sang. Speaking of singing, let's go back to about for sunset. Elvorneth, I heard it.
Hmm?
I heard it. Your song.
Oh, that was the song that saved us. I saw the wraith and
How
thought
did you
that
do
maybe
that?
if I saw it, I sang it, that would protect us.
Not that I'm writing it down or nothing, but what's the song called?
Shit.
It's okay. I technically did write it down last time, just so I wouldn't forget.
Elbereth.
Isn't it the Albereth Golthonio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working on it. My mouth is not as fast as yours. Thank
neither.
you.
Me neither. It took me a minute. There's a lot of vowels in that. I just gotta know that here. You don't think you could maybe just re-sing it so I could hash out the Elvish real?
No.
Okay. I'll just try to remember it from memory. Okay, so I'm just going to ignore the fact that I missed the greatest opportunity possibly imaginable to, write the stories of the elves who are crossing into their final. It's fine. So what can I do for the lots of you since, I guess I'm well rested and.
Well, we got to go get the magic ring. You see.
What magic ring? What magic ring?
Okay, so one of the leader elves looked over to me and said, "You, young Master Willie, there's a very important artifact out there that the caravan has, and it's definitely going to be magical." These are not the words that she said, but they're definitely the words that Willie is recanting.
Well, I'm feeling
recounted.
better about you, recounting tales of the elves to me. You seem to really have that memory down pat. Okay, so a magical ring? What kind of magical ring?
I think it's the one. It's got the dark powers, and it's the one that's possibly
why
bringing about summoning the ghost, the whatever it is.
So why
Which
are
would
we
make
looking
sense.
for it?
But once it gets away, it breaks Elrond.
Elrond wants the ring?
I don't know if he wants it, but what are we going to do it?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why we're looking for it. Sounds dangerous and kind of scary.
Well, I'd say so. Whoever's been wearing it and wielding it has already killed a person, at least one, and now killed a giant wolf.
Well, so about that, so here's the thing. The Wraith showed up earlier, killed himself a wolf, not a person. It was like he was trying to save the lady.
Right. So that's why I escorted the lady, knocked her down a bit, felt a bit bad about that. I may have accidentally searched her pockets, and she's wearing a ring around her neck.
But her neck ain't pockets.
So, anyways, as I was saying,
Right.
I think that's the ring. That's the artifact. I already tried to find it.
Well, we can't take this woman's jewelry. You can't just.
Yes,
whip
we
it around
can.
her neck. What if she rightfully earned it or paid for it? We can't just steal it.
It's a piece of evil. It's
If
an
I
old,
look at-
evil, ancient artifact. You want some woman to be wielding it around? Literally already killing people. We know that. Remember the body in the well?
Yes, I remember. We fished it out. Oh, look, okay. All I'm
Who
saying.
do you think going and done it?
Well, what's going to stop them from coming after us if they find out we stole it?
Well, she won't have the power now, will she? Look, yeah, we're not shouting. This is just for
This is just making sure
the
that
microphone
yeah,
purpose.
yeah. This is just so you can hear me.
Yeah. Like, look. When everybody goes to sleep, she's already injured. Myself or Elverneth, we're going to go get that ring.
Okay. I've read a few books where I can, and I've listened to all the tales of my uncles and the dwarves and retaking of, the mountain and all. What do I know about evil magic rings?
Well, that's as much as I know. Nothing.
What do I know? Anything?
I mean,
That's
like,
for Mike.
the One Ring is a thing.
Is that like standard common knowledge?
Um,
That history of all the rings being made, and that's been a
no.
long time.
No, so it wouldn't be incredibly common knowledge, but it might be to what is essentially a lady dwarf. Right? You are cousin of royalty, and your father is essentially dwarven
Okay,
nobility.
yeah.
So it could be,
Okay.
but like you wouldn't know. Like you would know that there was. You know what? Roll me lore. Let's see exactly how much you know.
Because I feel like I got to have some knowledge, but I don't know how much. A great feat success. Tell me what I know, Mike.
Great. So you know that obviously because you're obsessed with it, that elven magic is a thing of beauty, right? And though dwarves pride themselves on being the best smiths in the known world, you know, whether you would ever admit this out loud or even personally in your head, the only reason that the dwarves are the greatest smiths ever known is because, by and large, the elves have lost that power. Elven swords and weapons and rings, elves used to be able to just straight up imbue items with magical properties. A
Right.
thing that dwarves have not. Dwarven blacksmithing and metallurgy is sturdy and powerful and strong and rigid and unbreakable. But elven craft is beautiful and intricate and like the metal is woven and not forged, and they are able to imbue magic into them. You don't know of specific like evil or good magic things, but you know that there are magic things of elven craft. And just to
Okay.
clarify for Willie, one of the things that you were told and did not remember is that this ring allegedly came from Eregion.
Oh, okay. That name
Of which
would
I
ring
don't
a
say-
bell.
Oh, what is it? Because I would have absolutely said arugula.
Perfect.
Oh, arugula.
How do you spell that?
Eregion is, I'll put it in the chat for you.
You mean Aregion?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Aregion, he's okay. You're okay. Willie, what do you know of magic rings? Elvornith, anything?
Yeah, what would I know? Being raised in the House of Elrond.
Oh, man. More. You would know more. I don't know that it's a secret. Here's what I will tell you. I don't know that it's common knowledge. I don't know that it's a secret either. But as family, you know that your grandfather has probably one of the most powerful magical rings in known existence. You would likely know that there are several others, almost a set, if you will, forged before you were born. Or not forged before you were born, forged when you were a child, I would say. And you would also know that Eregion was an elvish city, which has been, I believe, destroyed. It's not there anymore. And some of the greatest elven smiths operated out of Eregion. That is one of the things that Eregion was famous for.
So, I imagine Elvornith can fill in the parts I get wrong here, but Aregion was a location. It's where all the greatest elven blacksmithing took place. They made incredible things. Said, well, at least thousands of years ago, they could imbue them with elven magics, like real magics. Like, say, I don't know, a ring. You know, more importantly, there's an ancient tale that says that there were maybe more than one magical ring made by the elves over time, and they're extremely powerful. And there are like legend tales told of them, battles of war. Probably when Elvornith was just a wee little thing. It's a long time ago. No offense. No offense.
I was rather young then when they were made.
But entire peoples have fought over them. Men and elves lost thousands of lives to fight over rings and such.
Well,
Rather
this is even more
tragic.
imperative.
No, wait, I don't. Okay, I don't feel like maybe somebody else other than us is maybe more qualified to say, go about and acquire such a powerful thing.
They're doing a murdering with it.
Look at this woman across the camp. Does she look like, does she seem suspicious?
Roll me a scan.
Okay.
Can I roll an insight?
Nope, I Sauron.
Yikes.
Oh,
It's fine.
What are you trying to get with insight? And then I will answer your question. Because you're not talking to her, you're just observing.
I'm just observing. Does she look like there's a level of exhaustion that other people are feeling right now? Does she look maybe relieved? Is there something different in how she's acting despite being in pain, but like she was rescued.
Roll me insight. She is in a great deal of pain. She doesn't look as exhausted as like the fighters, because she's not physically as exhausted. Um, but she does not look relieved. Um, with a great success. She looks like she is burdened. She has a weight about her.
Well, yeah, yes. There's something just I don't know quite how to put it. It's in the chill. You know, how the hairs stand up at the back of your neck on occasion.
So I got a question. The
Hmm?
three of us, as you know, connected as we are, say Elvorn this to her elvish past, myself to the books, and you to shiny things, can't even figure out exactly what this ring is. How do we know that she even knows what she's got?
Because it protected her. Whatever happened, unless somebody else is actually wielding it, whatever happened, it protected her. That wolf was going straight for her. You saw it. Clothrim?
Yes, I'm
Her,
saying.
out of everybody else.
What if it's like a reactionary thing? She gets scared. So say I was talking to Fancy Pants, right? And I was asking him if he'd seen anything strange, and he was telling me how much the caravan didn't like our ranger friend that we was waiting on, the one we found at the bottom of a whale. You know, the
Right?
one the Wraith got. I'm wondering if she was scared of him, felt uncomfortable, it came after him as like a reactionary thing, not like a purposeful thing. What
Or
if she
maybe he
was
knew what she was carrying, and she knew to dispose of him.
maybe? Oh, you
Look,
really think?
all I'm saying is that there is a very powerful item that none of us should be having. Let alone some strange woman in a caravan. There's no purpose of it for me or Elverneth or anything. It belongs in the House of Elrond.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to figure out are we the people to deliver it? Okay, all right, okay. So you know,
Well, we're heading there anyways.
I guess that's true. Rather serendipitous. Okay, so say we get it. I could, write. I could study it, yeah, and write about it and draw it in my book. It'd be good, archiving before we say pass it off to Elrond.
Well,
Learn more about it.
Elrond's the how Elverneth, how far away is Rivendell again? How long was it going to take us to get there?
A few weeks, right?
Something like that.
That's about right.
There's plenty of time for you to study it.
We don't have to use it like she does. We could just
Oh no, we would never use it.
safely carry it back and study it along the way so we can record it for historical accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Look,
then,
right, all we need is you on watch out. Elverneth and I are rather quiet. We'll be able to go and go sneak out. Look, I can even replace it so they won't even know that it's gone. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out the golden ring that Elverneth gave me of the little bit of treasure that we found in the tomb.
I hold up my bandaged hands and I say, I am of no use right now. I must rest.
I think the ring exchange is on you, Willie. I'm good at distractions though. I've been practicing all night for, my big Narvig.
I don't think a distraction right now is so good because all eyes will be on us. Everybody will be on high alert. I need the cover of night.
Well, you got it, right?
It is night.
Yeah.
So what? We just volunteer to stay up for the watch, and then when she wakes up, and she won't notice her ring is gone.
That's the plan.
Okay.
He says with confidence.
Elivornith, just as a logical voice in the conversation, please convince Willie and I that this is a bad idea.
So, there is something that happens to people when they attain power. Some people take the power unwillingly because they know that it is the right thing that they must do to protect others. Some people take power because they simply want it and want what other benefits it brings. And unfortunately, until you have the power, you don't really know exactly how you will react to it.
Well, I'm a firm believer that knowledge is power, so...
Yes. This is a power unlike anything that any of us have ever known. Truly.
Okay, so that didn't quite convince me that I shouldn't study it, at least, for historical purposes, but I'm not thinking we should just carry it about 2 weeks' time. Look what it did this woman. She could have only been carrying it for a few days. We don't even know where she got it. Did the elves tell you where she got it?
No.
Maybe I could just go talk to her. Have we tried talking to the lady? We did save her, after all.
Did I touch your mind? Again, there's already been a body. We put it in our head that we know that that she's carrying something.
But I'm likable and not a scary ranger at all.
If I may, someone mentioned, I'm sorry, I'm very hard to remember exactly, but someone mentioned that the wraith came out. She seemed like she didn't even know that it was happening. Could it be possible that that was happening from the ring itself, or the shade attached to it, seeing that the person holding it was in danger of losing it or their life?
But isn't it a bit funny though, when we were making our way into the woods trying to track down the caravan, that we were ambushed by the wraith? What if she set the wraith out as a form of protection, as like a perimeter watch? We fell right into that.
And yet we are still here.
Only because of the grace of the other elves.
So perhaps we should not push it by planning to abduct the ring.
I still think I
say
should talk to her.
abduct. I don't think that we should give it away that we know what she's carrying.
I'm not going to tell her we know. There's subtle ways to have a conversation and figure out what she knows. Maybe we can read her. I mean, is there anybody more subtle than Glowfrom? Daughter of Glowing?
Yes, most people actually.
Okay, well, I'm just saying I'm a very personable dwarf. I can have a conversation, maybe talk her up a little bit. Compliment how nice the ring is. Wonder where she got it. Tell her I've been looking for one myself, just trying to get myself hitched, gonna need a gold ring to put on a sausage finger. Ain't nothing suspicious about that.
But she was keeping it tucked away. She didn't want anybody to see it.
Yes, but I also saved her from a wolf could have seen it while, the combat was going on.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think
I can also
don't think
just
words are
sit
going to be
here
getting us out of
and
this.
let Willie go be sneaky peeky and put his hands down her blouse and steal a ring.
But you say that, you make me sound like some sort of pervert.
No, I'm just saying you prefer to,
I would like to say I'm putting it right on the record here that I don't prefer the women folk. I'm more of a man folk.
I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying you prefer the thieving way.
Well, I'm not trying to thieve. We're returning it to Elrond. You said it's some elvish magic, then it belongs to the elves.
Well, I ain't
What's it doing in the
disagreeing
hand
with
of,
you,
of a human?
But she might.
It's not elvish.
But she might disagree it don't belong to her.
Well, that's not a problem. Let Elrond deal with that.
I feel like we're putting a lot of responsibility on Elrond. He ain't even here to talk for himself.
Willie has this, like, enamored envision of what Elrond is like. Like, this is like a school kid with, like, the coolest, like, teacher ever.
Elrond will know
so
what
wrong.
to do. Just give him all the magic
Yeah.
stuff.
It's Elrond. It's Elrond's problem.
I'm not here to disagree with you. My uncles have told me Elrond, he's a smart man. He knows lots of stuff. And you know what? If the elves from the woods told you we're supposed to get it and take it to Elrond, then that's what I guess we ought to do. I'm just thinking, maybe we can go about it with a little bit of
Well, right. What did you just say to
care,
yourself?
empathy.
Why didn't the elves had myself, had Elreneth, of their own kin, knew who exactly their own kin was, and Uldric? But why did they tell me about it and not Elreneth?
Because you like shiny things, Willie.
I'm gonna slide in here real quick out of character and as a GM. Gnome, do you recall or not recall what you were told about the ring?
He has no fucking clue.
Cool.
He has no idea.
You were absolutely not told you should go get it. In fact, you were told the opposite, that it's probably evil, and you should absolutely stay the fuck away from it.
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
I do
cool.
remember being told don't touch
Great.
it.
That's basically the important part, was that there was a magical ring and it's bad and you should not touch it. Okay, I just want to make sure.
I'll go back and say, so if the elves told us that we should go get it and take it to Elrond, then maybe that's what we ought to do.
Well, they didn't say to get it and take it to Elrond. They just said that it was there and it's a nasty artifact.
So the elves warned us not to touch it.
No, they didn't say that. Maybe I don't really remember.
They warned us about its evil nature, and then they told the Lady Elevornith not to go near it because it's evil and whatnot. And
they didn't tell her anything. That's what I'm trying to say. Why would they keep something like that a secret from Elveneth?
Because it's evil and powerful.
So why would they tell me? I'm a nobody.
Because you're a personal little fella. You're easy to talk to.
I'm going to interject also out of character. She did tell you exactly why. Because she said that I seemed like I had something to prove.
Oh.
She's flat out said that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm just saying, well, Willie, go. What are we gonna just wait till she goes to sleep and take it from her while she's sleeping? This feels wrong.
But digging up bodies from a grave feels right.
Well, it's for the right reasons, but I'm not quite sure we're stealing this ring for all the right reasons.
What are we stealing? What are we stealing it for?
No, that's
I'm
the
not you. I
question
don't
I'm
want
asking.
it.
Well, I don't want it neither.
We want to bring it to Elrond. It's already been used in a crime.
May I? Okay. First, I don't. I don't think she told me because my people don't think very highly of me. If we're being completely honest at the moment.
Why wouldn't they think highly of you? You're humble and you're tall and clearly good with a bow, and you never leave your friends behind except when they get too drunk and they don't wake up. But and you can heal people, and have you heard your voice? It's beautiful. Why don't they like you?
Right. Have you seen yourself with a bow and arrow?
I find you particularly, good company.
Literally never met anybody quite like you before.
What's your Elrond's granddaughter? Who wouldn't like you?
Well, there are many people. Our people see us as a little bit of a joke, seeing as how it's the ultimate goal to go west, of course, and we don't.
Oh, so because you're making
And,
choices for your own life, they're gonna judge you?
well, yes, that's how that works, don't you? Everywhere.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, it's my whole life too, so I guess I empathize. This isn't one of those things where they're like picking on you, right? And they told you to go do something you really ought not go do, to make a fool of you.
No. In fact, Willie said that they didn't say to go do that. They said it's bad. So
Right. Whaley's the one that wants to go get it. You're right. You're right. Okay.
Putting those two things together makes me think that maybe we should not be interfering with this artifact, no matter how itchy our palms are.
Itchy palms.
While it would be safer in Rivendell, it's getting there is the issue.
Okay, well, I guess we got another choice. It's an odd one, but a choice. We could find out as much as we can about this lady, where this caravan's headed, all that. Go see Elrond, get his opinion on the matter, and then we could track the lady back down if we need to acquire said ring.
But the caravan's going to Bree.
Well, then we'll be able to find her back in Bree.
She may not stay in Bree.
Well, at least we have her name. We could track her down, find out
That
where
is
she
true.
went. I guess, if we're not ready to take action, I guess Willie's got a point. Whether she has control of it or not, it seems a bit rather dangerous. People dying and all that.
Murdered.
We can't claim that. We don't know,
There was a
whether
dagger
that's
straight in him. It's frozen rock solid.
Do we still have that dagger?
Ain't nothing natural about that.
I pull it out of my second sheath.
I pulled mine out of my sheath. Are they the same?
No.
Nope. Not even close.
Oh. Okay. Well, this one also came out of the wolf, but it must belong to somebody else. I put it back. Well,
This was Malore's dagger.
Oh, I see. I have an idea. So I found this dagger inside of, the wolf that was attacking the lady. I wonder if it belongs to her. Maybe I could kick up a conversation and return what, is rightfully hers.
Yeah, you could ask around and just
Not a bad
return the
idea.
dagger.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go saunter through, get Narvik's attention, try to find the owner of this here dagger, see if I can't get the lady to open up a little bit. And then tonight when she goes to bed, if, we're still feeling saucy about it, Willie can go sticky finger.
Does that mean I get to sleep?
You sleep through the
Who
whole
rest it
thing.
now?
Willie, sing her a song.
Oh.
Please don't.
What, you don't go to sleep to songs?
Willie's songs are a little bit more jaunty.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we're hobbits. We're quite known for our lullabies.
Was that a sentence? What he said.
Okay, boom hat.
Look, the Haywards are from the boons, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Haywards are the poor folk of the country folk.
All right, I'm gonna find the owner of this here, dagger, and see if I can't, convince him to give Willie and I first watch, since we're so heroic and all that, saving wolves and whatnot. Then everybody can sleep tight. Nobody's watching us, so Willie can go potentially, you know. Okay,
like
I
that's
guess
the
the
plan.
silence means that they're not going to stop me, so I just saunter into camp with this dagger in my hand.
Uh-huh.
And I look round at everybody, as if I'm checking to make sure they're okay. And I said I was cleaning up, the rest of the site of activity, and I found this here dagger, and I was wondering if it belonged to anybody.
Roll me persuade.
Ugh. Not really trying. I am genuinely trying to give it back.
But you are also lying.
But no, I found it at the site, and I genuinely tried to give it back.
Yeah, but we know that's not the whole truth, Dot, and therefore is a
Okay.
lie of omission.
It's not
And,
really a lie. It's true.
you know,
I did find it at the site,
You
and
can-
I am trying to give it back. Is this anybody's blade?
you can,
I
you
want to
can.
make sure it gets back to its rightful, sheath. It deserves.
Hold on. Let
Blade
me
deserves its sheath.
let me try this. Let me try this in Southern. You can dip shit in gold, Dot, but it's still shit. All right.
Just saying, anybody's dagger. He's all cold out here this evening without his sheath.
Fucking Christ. You. It's cold without its sheath. I'm dead. You see.
Narvings.
Yeah, it's Nar. He's like, hey, that's mine.
Speaking of
Christ. You see the man who you have not met yet. Look kind of quizzically at you, and he reaches out for it. He says, "That's mine."
Is he telling the truth?
Roll me
Insight?
insight. Yep.
Cool. I don't know. I believe him.
Great.
Well, sir, I don't believe we've had the great pleasure of meeting. I put the dagger in his hand. I'm, Glow from the daughter of glowing.
You okay. You see, like in the firelight, he is in like brighter colored clothes. And he smiles at you, like a very soft smile. And he reaches out and sort of takes this blade from you. And he says, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Where did you find this?
Well, it was sticking out the side of one of them there wolves. You must be quite the fighter to have nailed it right between his ribcage.
Oh, I simply swung wildly, and I had hoped for the best.
We'll call it a lucky shot.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Luck has been with me the entire journey.
Really? I'm a pretty lucky lady myself, but, it really warms me dwarven heart to watch a blade rematched with its sheath.
I'm sorry,
Can
are
I
you...
see it? What?
Are you... Is this a... I'm more into... Sir,
you seem to have lost your words. Have I made you nervous? This is the first time you've seen a lady dwarf with a mustache. It's okay. The truth of the matter is we do not, in fact, pop out of holes.
I apologize. I did not realize. I thought you... Well, I still think... I'm not
Sir,
interested in
I'm going to stop you before you finish
dwarves.
that sentence for the sake of us both. I'm not into you neither.
Oh.
You're a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I won't finish my sentence either. I just was hoping that maybe you could, sheath it for me.
Oh, I thought that was like a... Oh.
And no, us dwarves, we
honest
don't know
mistake.
sarcasm. I'm just living my life on my cuff, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought it was a euphemism. Either way, yes, and he removes, like, the side of his robe and slides it into a sheath.
Okay, and it looks like it fits.
It does.
He goes, well, I don't know what a euphemism is, but...
Okay. He says, well, please, by all means, if you'd like to join us, you and your companions, come sit. I haven't had the chance to meet you, but I did see you charge into the fray, and I believe you saved my sister. And he points to the woman with the mangled ankle.
Oh, your sister, you say?
Hey,
yes,
that is my sister.
That horrible wolf was just running off with her. It was the least I could do.
I swung wildly. I'm not a fighter myself, but I did what I could. I don't know how the wolf got past the line, but
Your sister have a name?
oh yes, of course. I'm sorry. This is my sister Berylis, and my name is Herlinon.
Berylis. That's beautiful. And your name again?
Herlinon.
Pearl. Great, Hurlinon. You know, seems it's a horrible name spelled so badly. So sorry. I saw Mike type it out and it hurt worse than saying it. You don't you travel often like this? You and your sister are always headed to Bree, or are you looking to settle? Dangerous roads you're traveling.
We're merchants. Well, of sorts.
What do you sell?
Potions, cure-alls. We also had some small wonders, some fireworks, and things of that nature.
Oh, are one of the carts theirs?
No.
So you must be out of stock. You just coming back into town to get more, or?
Oh no, I have a bit of stock left on my horse.
Oh, I see. So you just travel from town to town selling fireworks and doing the thing?
Typically, yes. Whenever we have a chance to go between the various villages and such, we make our rounds if we can. If we can link up with an existing caravan and make a few coin on the way, why wouldn't we?
You know, I have a very particular interest in explosives. I'd love to take a look at your fireworks.
Oh, by all means. Please. Will you be fine? And he looks to his sister. She says, I can't really go anywhere. And he gets up and he walks with you to his horse, where you see two large saddlebags on the ass of this horse. And he throws open the side of one of them, and you see that there are smaller fireworks, like nothing elaborate, like big explosions, nothing like nothing like the Gandalf scene. Jesus,
Yeah,
now I'm
no.
Boomhauer.
I want little things for pockets and
Yeah.
We happen to have a hobbit that has a bit of affinity to fire.
Oh. Well, he and I both. And he opens up this satchel, and there are, various like small, like marble size, golf ball size, baseball size, like different things, like whiz bangs and poppers and things that will like explode on the ground and sort of bounce around.
Of like cherry bombs, just a few cherry bombs.
So cherry bombs are just straight up explosive. So it's like a quarter stick. He has things that are colorful. He has a cherry bomb equivalent, but it's going to explode in like bright, flashy colors.
That's okay. I'll take 2 or 3 of the little ones.
Oh, for what you've done for my sister and I, by all means. And he reaches in and pulls out a handful and gives you 3 or 4 fireworks, small fireworks.
A good distraction coming. And you said you have some potions. These aren't like fake or nothing. They work.
Oh, of course.
Have you given one to your sister? She really could use it.
Oh, I did. As soon as she was rejoined, we got her back. I helped bandage her up, and she's good to go. She had a slight tumble earlier. Not sure what that was about, but she's recovering as best she can given the circumstances.
Yeah, of course. Maybe I'll just take a health potion, like something that's what might help out my friends. They also jumped into the fray to save the caravan. Bit of a rough tussle.
Oh yes, of course, and by all means, here. And he like takes it and he says, and if you find yourself in need of this, we'll be in Bree for a few days. By all means, tell anyone that our fine wares.
I'll be more than happy to. You don't happen to sell jewelry, do you? I'm looking for something shiny for a dwarven man I care about.
No, if you are looking for jewelry, I do believe Mirabar. He trades in fine cloths and gemstones, and I believe some rings and necklaces and brooches.
Yes, Well, I looked through his wares, bit gaudy for my taste, but I was just hoping maybe another merchant out. But don't worry. I actually, if you don't mind, I'm going to speak to your sister. Just want to check on her and all that, since I had to leave her on the battlefield after all of that.
Sure, sure. I mean, by all means. And he walks
Naivety,
back over with you.
Yeah, the lady and all that. I
Uh,
come over.
yeah, he walks over with you and rejoins you at the fire. Everyone else is there, and you see her sort of sitting there in the same position.
I just wanted to introduce myself, since we didn't really get a chance while we was fighting off the wolf. I'm Glowfrom.
Yes, I'm sorry, I did see you sort of sweep in here. My name is Beryllus.
It's really nice to meet you. Your
You
brother
as well.
tells me you travel the road like this often.
Yes, selling our wares from town to town.
Look, and I get real close to her, Look, between me and you, I don't mean to. I hope I'm not being too forward, but I am a dwarf after all. It's hard not to be. See that tall dwarf over there?
I think so.
The tall one with beard.
Yes.
Handsome one. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I guess you could say I'm a bit smitten.
Oh.
You know.
Have you
in his-
spoken to him before? I've never seen you around.
Oh, we actually met. I wrote a song about him. It's serious.
Oh.
I was interested in getting him something real shiny. It's kind of like a special dwarven thing where the ladies get the men something when they want to, start a proper courtship. And I couldn't help but notice while we was fighting off the wolf that you had this beautiful ring round your neck, and I was hoping maybe you might sell it to me. I got good gold. I'll pay for it. It just, it looks big enough to maybe actually fit his sausage-like fingers.
There's gonna be.
It's hard to find rings to fit, fingers that big round.
Yeah. Persuasion roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one I'm gonna use. Can I use a hope on this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an extra
Okay.
bonus dice for every hope you spend.
Okay, this could go bad. It might be worth it. It might not. I don't know. I'm just gonna spend the one. Everybody hold your breath. I don't even think I can make this roll. Oh, so close.
Um,
Oh, so close.
she looks to you and her countenance absolutely shifts when you start mentioning this ring. And she says, no, nothing that I have is for sale. Anything that we sell is everything that my brother just showed you.
Okay. I didn't mean no offense. Like I said, I was just a long shot. I've been looking for the right thing and thought maybe. But it's okay. I already actually got a few things from your brother. I really appreciate it. Actually, this potion is going to help, my friend out over here immensely. Well, I just wanted to check, make sure you was okay. It was a bit of a rough tumble.
I did.
Scared off by wolf and all.
The wolf, and then I lost my footing. Either way, I appreciate your assistance, and I hope you got everything you needed from my brother. And if we can be of service in the future, we'll be in Bree for a few days. But
He was saying, maybe
all
we'll
we
drop by.
sell is
We
what's
like
on the
to
horse.
stay at the Pretz and Pony. It's a bit of a party there, if you know what I mean. Maybe you could drop by. I'll treat you to a drink. You could use it after today.
Perhaps I will.
Well, it was really nice meeting you.
And you
Until
as well. And what was your name?
next time. Oh, Glowfrom.
I believe you. I heard you mention that you were the daughter of someone
Oh, yes,
significant. You
I'm-
shouted it earlier.
I don't shout.
Oh, well, your voice must have carried on the wind.
It's just a dwarven way, really. We
Right.
can't help it. That booming chest muscles of ours. But, Glowfrom, the daughter of Glowing.
I don't know why you looked away when you said that, but
I
and
didn't. I just.
sure. And I'm resting at the moment. And she like motions down to her leg, but I would love to thank your companions. But I haven't had the chance to meet them. What are their names, if I may ask?
Oh, they're a little bit more secretive than I am. I'm not one to give away what they're willing to offer, you know what I mean? But you know what? I'll send them over to chat with you.
Oh, thank you.
And you know what? And I stand up and look at the camp. Wheelie and I are going to volunteer tonight to watch camp. All of you need some rest. You've been attacked. And Wheelie and I, we'll do it out of the kindnesses of our hearts. We may be small, but our hearts are big.
Dot, I'm gonna let you decide whether you roll awe or enhearten right now.
I'm going to roll an awe because it's better.
Great.
I just got more dice. No. But don't you all worry. Don't worry about it. We're going to make sure that the perimeter is secured.
You hear a smattering of conversation around you, and Edric, the older man, sort of from his excuse me, from his seat stoking the fire, he kind of looks up to you and he says, "Thank you, miss. I do appreciate that. You and your companions have done quite a bit for us. We will have one of our own as well standing watch. I wouldn't want to put that on strangers, albeit heroic."
Do you know who it's going to be?
I haven't decided as of this second. No,
it's fine. I'm not even worried about it. Whoever is fine. I just was wondering who might stay up with us tonight. Like a tall dwarf. It's fine. No, you're good. I'm gonna go back and check on my party. But you let us know, and Willie and I will make sure to check in with them on the regular.
Right. Of course. I will. I mean, you'll see them as the person who is awake, and you see Herlinon. I would volunteer. Everyone else fought far harder than I did, and they could use more rest.
Oh, that's not true. I saw you. You put your dagger in the side of that there wolf, and your sister could really use you. By her side tonight, I'd imagine. But
I don't think I'd have to wander too far.
And really. Well, it is a perimeter watch, so you're going to have to, come with us.
Oh, right. Of course. I don't have any reason why I couldn't. Of course. Edric, I'll take this. And he looks over and says, you can tell that Edric is like, are you sure? Because he looks like a dandy. And he goes, that's fine. As long as just shout if anything happens. Wake us.
Don't worry. We got the shouting under control.
Great. Perfect. Well, have yourself some wolf flank and enjoy the fires. I see you've built your own, but please, by all means.
Well, we couldn't actually move Yodrick much farther than that. He's a bit heavy in his sleep, so I had to build him a separate fire. It's he's a bit extra. It's fine. Okay, well, we'll touch base with you when everybody goes to sleep.
Right. And he, yes, by all means, please.
Thank you again. It was nice to meet you. It's nice to meet your sister.
Oh. And they all kind of wave you off.
Everybody sleep tight, knowing that Glowfrom is standing watch.
Okay. You head back to your group amongst a smattering of murmurs, returning to Elvernev, who is, I assume, starting to bed down at least. And a very anxious Willie.
She is already pretending to be asleep.
Perfect.
Okay, Willie, I got information. I'm close so I don't wake California.
Yeah, don't wake her.
I'm not. Okay.
Great.
The man over there, the one we hadn't met yet, that's his sister.
Oh?
It's true. She, they're traveling merchants. Look, I bought you some, pop whistles, and a little, huckleberry bomb or whatever we want to call them. I don't know if cherries are a thing in Middle Earth. Here, I bought these for you.
You mean to tell me that I burnt a man's textiles and we had a bunch of fireworks?
Well, they was on the back of the horse. We didn't know. But now we know.
Oh.
Just hang on to those. And, I know you like fire and all that, but you might want to be really specific, when you go to set these off.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you. It was very kind of you.
I also bought this. Supposedly, it's like a real healing potion and all that. I don't know who needs it worse, but I got it.
What do you want to give it to Elverneth? If Elverneth's... Oh, she looks like she's sleeping.
I'll just, I set it next to Elevorn and I like push it right next to her head, just so when she wakes up, she sees it.
Smart.
It's true. You never know. She might have to get up in the middle of the night or turn over. And
Glorfin, what did you hear about the ring?
Nothing. I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, so I did ask about it. She got a little shaky-wakey about it. You could tell she was a bit protective. I asked her if I could buy it for Narvik, of course, because, we're in love. And she said no. She said the only thing for sale was what her brother had on the back of the horse in the packs. So it seems like they're protecting. She's a bit protective of it. And she didn't like that I accidentally saw it, in the middle of battle and all that. I might not have been very good at convincing her, but I got some information. So, her brother is going to stay and watch with us tonight, which might put a little kink in our plan. But, I think he's sweet on me. So I think if I distract him long enough, you can get over there to his sister. And, I mean, why would he have volunteered to do watch with me if he wasn't sweet on me?
Or I could just make up a bedroll right there and then just wander off into the woods for a little bit, wait till everybody's asleep.
But you're on watch with me. You're going to leave me on watch with this guy. Okay, fine. That works. You go get some sleep. And while you sleeping, and, he and I are watching each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that seems like a plan. I really don't think you should take it. I think she's going to know.
What?
Look, I'm just saying, if she wakes up and sees you taking her precious little ring or whatever that she wears around her neck that she won't sell to me, even because it's for love.
Well, what if it looks exactly the same?
Does it look exactly the same?
Or similar,
Mike, does it look exactly the same?
You have no idea. He only felt it.
I mean, it may not look the same.
I mean, it may not, and if it doesn't, then I promise I will leave it.
They did say they was going to Bray for a few days, so we can seek him out at least a little bit. And I made good with his, his brother or her brother, so we could come back for it at another time.
But what if they don't make it to Bray? What if they intentionally leave? What if she would grow for him? What if she's suspicious of you, and now you've got a target on your back, and I'm going to wake up in the morning, and you're going to be frozen down a well with a dagger inside you? Then what? You just put a target on your back.
Well, first off, we all know dwarves float. Second off, I've had a dagger in me back before. We'll be okay. And third off, I genuinely think that they're there to sell their wares, so they're going to at least hang around a couple days. But, I'm going to give your little sticky fingers a chance. But if you wake this woman up and we find out this whole camp's going to turn against us, we're going to have a lot more problems than, cuts in Elevorn's arms, Yodrick sleeping off a battle, and some wolves.
I'll figure something out as it happens. Look, have I ever let you down when we've stuck around?
You have never let me down. This woman, on the other hand, I have a feeling she's gonna.
Look, if something feels off, I promise I will not do the thing.
Also, it's a no wonder you're always flirting with that there hobbit. What's his name?
Rodrin?
Rodrin? Oh, that one. I thought it was his brother. Okay, well,
Well,
you should put yourself out there, Willie. Maybe next time we get back to Hobbiton, we could just, go knock on his little round door.
No, we can't do that. You got to be invited to a place like that.
I mean, is it special?
Well, yeah, there are Sackville Baggins. They're a little bit up there.
I mean, I don't know nothing about the Wait a second. He's the Sackville Baggins, you say?
Yeah.
that means if you make nice with him, you know, pretty, snog and all that, you could get me an interview with Bilbo. Why didn't we think of this before?
I don't know. Because it was unplanned and absolutely improvised at the very last
you
second.
know what? The next time we get back to Hobbiton, I'm going to break his fence so that you have a good excuse to come and knocking at his little round door. Ain't nothing that says, you know, look at me better than, you know, hammering in a fence.
I don't know.
You could do a little sweating, a little fence building, little hammering.
I'm gonna go make my bed.
Oh, Will.
And get it all ready.
Yeah, good. Now you got a hobbit to dream about. I'm feeling a new song coming on. Tiny Loves. Tiny Lovin'. I'm writing it down before shift. Go to sleep, Willie. I have a song for you in the morning.
All right.
Is he supposed to be much?
Well, he is kind of on what he's faking sleep.
He's gonna fake sleeping. Like, I'm gonna use like the cover of Yoldrick's body to set up like a stuffed sleep, so it looks like there's somebody underneath a blanket. And then kind of like wander off in the woods.
Okay. Cool. Roll me a stealth. That'll encompass all of that. And your ability to sneak up on people.
Do I get a bonus dice for how big Yoldrick is in comparison?
Oh, fuck. You know what? I will say that we will count this
I'm using the environment.
I will say we'll count this as a help action from Yoldrick.
Right.
So yeah, I'll give you one bonus die for this.
I rolled. Okay, success. There we go. That's okay.
Okay. You successfully seem like you're sleeping. You have created this little bedroll, and you have absconded into the darkness with your little grubby hobbit hands. What are you doing?
I'm waiting.
You see Glowfram is like on the move, and Hurlanon is awkwardly also on the move, and every once in a while he checks back in at far more frequent intervals than Glowfram. Checks back in with his sister to, like, you know, check on her.
If I see Willie going for it, I'm going to try to distract him for just a little bit. To just keep him away from her for just a little bit longer. I just like to help him.
With a 21 on his success, you don't see Willie.
Oh, never mind. Well, okay.
Gone.
He's a ghost.
Well, at some point in the night, I know what's going down.
Yeah.
To, you know, if I get his pattern, I'm going to try to stop him at one point, make good conversation.
Sure. So you can easily do that. Willie, how are you approaching this?
Well, Willie is going to. I should not play with my credit card just in case I flash it on screen. Willie is going to, obviously on the outside perimeter, make his way in as quietly as possible using whatever. I mean, he's a hobbit. Everything is big. Whatever big rock, whatever big tree, stump, the body of a wolf, like whatever he can to like move around. But it's not like he's not a burglar. But he's moved. If he had his own like that like kind of music, like it would be like from one thing to another thing. It's as best as he can.
Okay.
With his big old hobbit feet.
Okay. So you quickly and quietly maneuver between horses, carriages, corpses, sleeping arrangements, and you make your way over to Barilus. How are you taking this thing? How are you swapping it?
How is she sleeping?
On
side sleeper.
She's on her back because she has a mangled ankle. And that's probably the best position for her. So she's on her back. And you know this is a necklace around like a chain of some kind with it on there. So unless you find like the clasp to get it off, there's probably not a good way to get it over her head because she's laying down. So how are you? Paint me a picture with your words.
Yeah, so hey boy. Hey vey. Willie, his little chubby sausage fingers. Holds his breath. And very delicately is going to reach down until he feels the chain.
Okay.
He is watching her breathing while he slowly lifts it up a bit. Is there any movement, any shift?
Roll me a stealth with a +1 for Burgle.
I'm going to do another. I'm going to burn a hope
Okay.
as well.
So that's a
I'll do a
bonus of +2.
Let me bring my hope down. Ooh, I've used a lot of hope. Ooh, feat success.
Outstanding.
Feat success.
Those hobbit feats succeeded.
Great. I love that for you.
Oh, I rolled 2 1s on the bonus dice. Ouch.
So you're fucking this is like stealing candy from a baby hobbit. You
Horrible thing to do.
terrible thing. No one would do it, but it's very simple to do. You definitely like you could pull the chain up. You're planning on swapping these
Yep.
rings? Okay.
Yep, gonna swap.
You do that. You find the clasp. You undo this little pin here. You pull it out. You begin to slide the ring as you like slide the other ring on the other side. And Willie and Glowfram, you both hear. And that's where we end this episode of Shattered Crown. We'll see you guys next week to see what happens.
Didn't hear what you just did.
Oh, I didn't. It didn't make the noise. Oh man. Oh, it's fucking Zoom's noise
anytime
gate.
you've tried to make that noise, it does not come through your
it's
thing.
'cause you-
Every
that's
time
so funny.
You've made that noise. It's just
comes,
nothing.
It comes through on stream.
It comes through on stream, but we can't hear it.
can't
Oh my
hear
god!
It's the noise gate in Zoom. I'll have to figure out how to. I'll make a clip of that and send it to you so you can hear the noise. It's terrible. It's terrifying. So that is where we will wrap up this episode of Shattered Crown, and we'll see what happens when this mystery noise that our players have never heard before comes back, which is clearly the Shade. So let's go around and do some introductions and then get the hell out of here. But before that, if you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, check us out over on Patreon. Link for that down below. While you're down there, click on that Discord link. Join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. And this was absolutely one of the corruption bars that I have stored up here. So thank you for those corruption bars.
Just what we needed.
Yeah, shoes on the other foot, Dot. So let's go around, do some outros, and get the hell out of here so we can do our after show. We'll start with our soon-to-be ex-Hobbit, Gnome. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
No, actually, hold on. I have to interject. You can't be soon-to-be ex-Hobbit because it was just revealed that you're the first gay character on this show, and we cannot kill you. It's now.
It's Pride Month. I got plot armor for the next 20 days, bitch.
It's dumb. You're so dumb. I hate you. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to? Ass.
Yo. Sup, I'm Gnome. You can find me at Nomadic everywhere, but I want you to go to Life in Luca instead. I make a blog now about life in me. You know, why not? It's a thing I'm doing. Have fun with it. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Jump over to Aris. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Hi, I'm Erisavad and I make things. You can find the things that I make at erisavad.com. Go to the website and buy something because I have all sorts of Pride stuff up there. Right now, we got a Pride pre-order. We got Stride for Pride, which is Pride themed shoes. I have a release every Friday in June for that. So go check it out because it's super cool. We also have spring cleaning line set up there, which has a bunch of tarot bags and very much loved fabrics that are just out for one more time and then they're gone.
Ooh, fancy.
One more time.
Got the
Dice
dice
now we're
tray.
demonetized. Last but
It's
not least,
Twitch, bitch. We don't make no money.
sometimes on YouTube I do. Guys, I make $10 a month. Okay. Dot. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
I'm Little Red Dot. You can find me on the internet as Little Red Dot. Y'all, I'm out there doing all kinds of stuff. Right now, my whole life is Kobold Press, but you can catch me here on Thursdays. And the rest of the time, you can check out my podcast, Pod by Night, which the incredible Gnome edits. And that's it. If you want to check out stuff, I'm actually going to be putting out some start playing games posts. So if you want to start playing with me, there'll be opportunity for that. And if you want to check out some of my writing, the new Fallout game, the Winter of Adam campaign just dropped with Modifius, and your girl is world designer on that. So if you really like my horror style and you really like Fallout, well, hot damn, have I got a book for you. Pew pew. Go check it out.
Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely go check out Dot on Start Playing Games. Like she said, she's going to be dropping some new stuff on there if you want to play with Dot. That's the quickest and fastest way to do that.
Pew pew.
That being said, pew pew, we're out of here. We will see you next week for more of these shenanigans. So from all of us to you guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.